Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fremont High School class of 2020. This is the 115th annual commencement program, and we're going to get started with the march of the staff members and school board. Following behind them are the 2020 graduates.
behalf of the class of 2020, I want to welcome everyone to our commencement and thank our family, friends, faculty, and staff for being here today. For the past 12 years, we have been through so much as a class. When a lot of us were first born, the world was in an upturn from the recent 9/11 attacks. Now, almost 19 years later, the world again was thrown into an upturn. What was supposed to be our last few months together as a class turned into 4 months of quarantine into our house. As athletes, we lost our final moments as a team. As students, we lost our final goodbyes to Fremont High School. But most importantly, we lost time. Time that was supposed to be spent together. Time that was supposed to be used for our last moments together as Fremont Eagles. However, through it all, one thing remained constant: us. Together, we held each other up. We helped one another stay strong as we watched each other and everything we've ever dreamed of since we were kids be stripped away from us. Last games, last days, last finals, and the final days in those Fremont hallways. But at the end of it all, we stuck together as a class, as a family. A special thank you to our school board and faculty for making our graduation day still happen, to give us back at least one dream as a class. We thank you for your determination to make sure that the class of 2020 still had a graduation, to be together for at least one last time. I am so proud of every single one of you sitting here in front of me. I know how much it has taken every single one of us to be here in these chairs today. I want to say good luck to all of my fellow classmates. I wish you all success in your future endeavors, whether that is going to college, going into the workforce, or serving our country. I thank you, and may God bless you all.
Pledge of Allegiance brought to you by Sydney Applegate, Vice President, and the President's Address by Grace Schmucker, the class president. And now,
I would like
Mark
to take
Shabani,
this
principal.
opportunity to introduce this year's honor students. Please hold your applause until all the students in each group have been recognized. The National Honor Society is the nation's premier organization established to recognize outstanding high school students. More than just an honor roll, NHS serves to honor those students who have demonstrated excellence in the areas of scholarship, leadership, service, and character. This year's National Honor Society members are Sydney Applegate, Lauren Banks, Emily Bierman, Riley Boyd, Montika Bussing, Olivia Dornbush, Ava Eisinger, Hannah Heller, Sydney Kokinis, Carson Meeks, Ashley Rao, Grace Schmucker, Brianna Slee, and Jacob Thompson. This year's top 10% honor students are Sydney Applegate, Lauren Banks, Cole Baxla, Olivia Dornbush, Ava Eisinger, Dylan Palmer, and Brianna Slee. The Core 40 with Honors Diploma is the most rigorous diploma that a student in Indiana may earn. Students must take additional mathematics, world language, and fine arts courses, as well as advanced placement and dual credit courses. This year's academic honor diploma recipients are Sydney Applegate, Lauren Banks, Caden Barker, Sydney Barnes, Cole Baxla, Madeline Beeman, Emily Bierman, Riley Boyd, Riley Clausen, Alexander Couturier, Madeline Kress, Olivia Dornbush, Ava Eisinger, Michaela Guthrie, Isaac Hawkins, Hannah Heller, Jacob Hall, Sydney Kokinis, Mick Leisure, Bree Markle Rodriguez, Carson Meeks, Carson Outwater, Dylan Palmer, Ashley Rao, Grace Smucker, Kirsten Schultz, Brianna Slee, Amber Smith, Jacob Thompson, and Tiffany Wright. Great job. The Core 40 with Technical Honors Diploma is similar to the Core 40 with Academic Honors. In addition, students must earn 6 credits in a college and career preparation and a state-approved industry certification. This year's Core 40 with Technical Honors Diploma recipients are Jacob Hall and Nick Leisure. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Salutatorian of the class of 2020, Olivia Dornbush.
Salutatorian, Olivia Dornbush.
Thank you, Mr. Trevani. And thank you, friends, family, and faculty for joining us, the class of 2020, in this celebration of our accomplishments. We have worked hard, against all odds, to get to this point. I know I speak on behalf of the entire class of 2020 when I say we could not have done it without all of your help. Believe it or not, in past years, we were known as the troubled class, and some might even say we still are. In middle school, we terrorized substitute teachers, put an end to field trips for future classes, and most of us were told that high school was going to be a rude awakening. Some of the teachers here today might even remember getting warnings from middle school when we became freshmen. Despite all of this, I believe we have grown and changed tremendously along our journey together. We have persevered through much adversity, most of us being born in the year of 9/11, and now we're all learning to adapt and live in times of such uncertainty. As we all may know, change can be scary. I'm sure we've all faced at least one big change in our lives, from parents getting divorced to finally growing a beard and getting a deeper voice. Even right now, we are going through a big change, learning to live a new normal during this pandemic. However, change does not have to be scary. It can be inspiring and good if it is perceived correctly. John F. Kennedy once said, "Change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future." We, the class of 2020, must remember this. We must not spend our future reminiscing about times past. Instead, we must learn and grow from everything we have faced. Use our past to inspire our future. Use our past to inspire change in ourselves and in the world around us. Change does not happen overnight. Sometimes it can be a long journey, and at some point you will probably want to give up, or you'll be told that your goals are unattainable. Someone once told me, "You may think you're going to change the world, but you're not." Hearing this, instead of backing down and giving up on myself, encouraged me even more to turn my hopes and dreams into a reality. Everyone here today has the power to do the same, as long as you can find the strength and determination within yourself. Find something that inspires you, set goals that challenge you, and give everything to reach success. In order to do this, you must not stay stuck in the past, but instead use it as fuel to spark change for your future. All it takes is a single spark. One spark creates a flame. One flame creates a fire. And with each new spark, the fire will spread, until eventually everything you around you is changed. There's a whole world outside of this field and outside of our small town of Fremont, just waiting to be set on fire. And we, the class of 2020, hold the power to spark this fire. Thank you.
Olivia Dornbush.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the valedictorian of the class of 2020, Ava Eisinger.
Ava Eisinger, valedictorian.
Class of 2020, faculty and family. There's an essentially never-ending amount of people to thank, but I'll start here. 4 years ago, in my 8th grade social studies class, some of my classmates were discussing who we thought would be valedictorian and salutatorian. class would not have been as manageable and enjoyable without any of you. The last quarter was undeniably difficult on students, but I cannot fathom the sudden adjustment faculty had to make for a quality makeshift learning environment. You truly did not get as much recognition as you deserve. Likewise, a thank you is needed for essential workers, providing necessary services when it costs less. Healthcare workers, most of all, have earned all the praise there is to give, and then some. To be on the front lines of this pandemic requires complete selflessness and bravery that many do not possess. And finally, thank you to my class. It's been a pretty good 13 years, even if all of them weren't spent at Fremont. Adolescence to young adulthood can be some of the most formative years of our lives. But everything that has happened, like COVID, the Black Lives Matter movement, challenges to LGBTQ plus rights and legislation, and so on, it is important to reflect on what your actions during these events say about you and if you're content with those implications. Consider how you can help others in these troubling situations that one has brought us. For example, are you wearing a mask when you shouldn't? Are you social distancing whenever you're able? Are you taking the necessary precautions to best prevent yourself and others from contracting COVID? Moreover, are you spreading awareness for movement you support? Are you signing petitions and properly educating yourself and others on these topics? What are you doing to help? 2020 in particular has been an eventful year, so honestly think about how you want to answer when your kids, nieces, nephews, etc. are asking about it when they are learning about it in school and ask you what you were doing during this time. If these are not questions you have asked yourself, I recommend trying giving it a try moving forward. That being said, I would like to remind you that we are still young. We have room to make mistakes and grow from them. We do not have to have it all figured out right now. Class of 2020, I will leave you with these final thoughts. Success is not going to be the same in everyone's eyes. It is how you want to define it. Live for yourselves before anyone else. Congratulations and good luck. Thank you.
Ava Eisinger, valedictorian.
By the authority vested in me by the Indiana Department of Education, I do here and now certify to the Superintendent of Schools that the class of 2020 herein assembled has met and successfully completed the required courses of study to receive a diploma or certificate of completion. I do at this time present the class of 2020 to Dr. William Stitt, Superintendent of Fremont Community Schools. It is my pleasure now to introduce again Olivia Dornbush, Secretary of the class of 2020, to read the roll call for her class.
We are all very proud of these graduates and hope to conduct a ceremony that will truly honor this great class. Everyone is here today to hear the name of their graduate. I would ask that you hold all applause and cheers until all the names have been read. This will give every parent, grandparent, and friend the opportunity to hear the name of their special graduate. After all of the names are read, we'll have the opportunity to cheer for this class together and celebrate their accomplishments. Grace Schmucker.
Grace Schmucker.
Sydney Applegate.
Sydney Applegate.
Ava Eisinger.
Ava Eisinger.
Jacob Thompson.
Jacob Thompson.
Lauren Banks.
Lauren Banks.
Caden Barker.
Caden Barker. Alyssa Batten.
Cole Baxla.
Cole Baxla.
Maddie Beeman.
Maddie Beeman.
Emily Bierman.
Emily Bierman.
Emily Biddleman.
Emily Biddleman.
Brandon Boone.
Brandon Boone.
Riley Boyd.
Riley Boyd.
Robert Brace.
Robert Brace.
Tiki Bussing.
Tiki Bussing.
Riley Clausen.
Riley Clausen.
Michaela Conley.
Michaela Connolly.
Haley Cope.
Kaylee Cope.
Samuel Corber.
Samuel Corber.
Alex Couturier.
Alex Couturier.
Madeline Press.
Madeline Kress.
Elena Dancer.
Elena Dancer.
Mackenzie Friend.
Mackenzie Friend.
Hannah Grog.
Hannah Grog.
Michaela Guthrie.
Michaela Guthrie.
Jackson Handshoe.
Jackson Handshoe.
Caleb Hardesty.
Caleb Hardesty.
Frank Herringer.
Frank Herringer.
Isaac Hawkins.
Isaac Hawkins.
Hannah Heller.
Hannah Heller.
Jacob Hull.
Jacob Hull.
Madison Jordan.
Madison Jordan.
Sydney Coquinez.
Sydney Kokinis.
Samantha Coon.
Samantha Kuhn.
Katara
Katara Kurtz. Mick Leisure. Olivia Lepper. Justin Loy. Bree Markle Rodriguez. Carson Meeks. Carson Outwater. Dylan Palmer. Emma Peters. Ashley Rao. Hannah Russell. Kirsten Schultz. Damian Scott. Kelsey Sharrow. Brianna Slee. Amber Smith. Isaiah Smith. Larissa Stancavage. Amy Stroop. Rachel Tink. Anthony Tittle. Maria Van Gompel. Mason Williams. Trinity Wright. Spencer Yaki. Olivia Dornbush.
Congratulations, class of 2020.
It is my pleasure to certify the accomplishments of the class of 2020. Will the class of 2020 President, Grace Schmucker, please come forward to assist the graduating class in the traditional changing of the tapestry.
Dr. Stitt brings up Grace Schmucker.
By the power vested in me by the Board of Education of Fremont Community Schools, I hereby declare you as graduates of Fremont High School. Congratulations, graduates.
Jacob Thompson, National Honor Society President.
I'd like to thank each of you for joining us today. The world has become increasingly disconnected in the past months, which has made this ceremony more important than ever to any of us. The class of 2020 is beyond grateful for this final celebration, and we would like to thank each and every one of you in the audience today. First and foremost, we would like to thank our parents and give thanks to all those who have supported us during our young lives. We must thank our mothers and our brothers, our fathers and our sisters, our grandparents, and our community. The people of Fremont cultivated the unique children who stand before you today. Now, within our school, there are hundreds of people that have greatly impacted each of our lives. This includes a custodial staff that radiates unrivaled positivity. These wonderful people make sure that every function in this building goes well and looks good while doing it. We also cannot forget all the great ladies that greet us at lunchtime each day. Serving hundreds of children day in and day out may seem like a daunting task, but these ladies take it in stride, providing a free smile with every meal. Thank you for making the best part of the day even better. Now, we certainly must thank our spectacular administrative staff. Our office assistants are top-notch when it comes to managing the needs of hundreds of students. Mr. Probst puts in hundreds of hours of work to make sure that each of our athletic teams are well accommodated. And lastly, Mr. Shabani and Dr. Stitt are among the best administrators in the area. Their daily duties are some of the most difficult and time-consuming of anyone in the building. We owe a great deal of thanks to all of these people. And of course, not forget those who put the educate in educator, our first class teachers. When I think of all the wonderful men and women that teach at Fremont High School, it's hard to know where to begin. There are few educators that can match their dedication. In March, when we first were obstructed by the COVID-19 virus, we had no idea what to expect in the coming months. If our teaching staff had any issues with the transition to online classes, we couldn't tell. Each of our instructors quickly found a way to deliver their lessons online, and each did so without complaint and handled adversity with eagerness. This is when actions speak louder than words. These unprecedented times are a true testament to their dedication and discipline. Words cannot describe how lucky we are to have teachers that are willing to do anything for their students. Before, our teachers were our friends and mentors. During this time of uncertainty, they became our comfort and consistency. And for that, we extend our everlasting gratitude. The class of 2020 will forever hold the memories of this community in their heart. And as we all take our separate ways, we'll be able to look back at the last 13 years and remember what shaped our lives. And we have all of you to thank. Thank you. And now, graduates, will you please rise? Congratulations, class of 2020. Yeah!
Congratulations to the graduation class of 2020 here at the 115th annual commencement for Fremont High School. We hope that you had a pleasant experience and had an opportunity to see your graduate graduate in style. And so we're so proud of each and every one of these folks as they go on about their ways. So that closes our program here for the 2020 commencement. We hope you all have a wonderful day.